What up, fam? It's your boy CJ Richardson. Good Wednesday morning. Positive vibes only, man. Hope everybody woke up this morning feeling good, looking good, and smelling good. That's the only way to roll, man. Positive vibes only. We've been given another beautiful day. Let's make the most of it. We got to talk about serious subject matter this morning, though, y'all. We got to talk about a serious subject matter. You know what I'm saying? So, let me go ahead and get right into it. So, yesterday at my son's school, middle school, here in Richmond, Virginia, there was a stabbing at his school. You know what I'm saying? So, school went on lockdown, and parents were notified. And of course, when we get notified that an issue is going on with our kids at school and it's concerning their safety, we're already alarmed. We're like in the society and the world that we live in today. So, first thing, my son had already texted me. That's why I'm glad that the kids can carry their phones to school, but it shouldn't be a distraction. But when they went on lockdown, he was in his health class, and he was able to use his phone. And if you're in your health and PE class all day, there's going to be a little bit of leeway. So I guess they got to use their phone. So him and I were communicating through the fracas most of the day. And my number one concern was his safety. And so I'm like, hey, are you okay? How do you feel? Do you need me to come get you? The typical things that a parent should do while gathering information to see what was going on, right? So, and by the time I got the information, it was late afternoon and school was about to be out anyway. So if anybody knows me or my son, my son, he'll go get him. He ain't really afraid of nothing, and sometimes to a fault. So I'm like, man, you just say the word, I'm on the way. I'm coming to get you. He's like, no, Dad, I'm cool. I'm cool. So me, I gotta at least gotta call up to the school and make sure that the situation is under control. So when I get up there, it's police everywhere. So I'm just like, well, he probably in the safest place he's gonna be. And then me getting on campus is parents everywhere getting kids. So by the time I would have got him anyway, who knows what time that would have been. So I let him stay in school, you know what I'm saying? So we get more information and come to find out, like, the stabbing occurred. He was in the health and PE, and the stabbing occurred in the gym, which is, it was kind of close by to where he was. Two students were having a disagreement or something. I don't know the full details. Ain't my business. Safety is my major concern. So he was close proximity to where it happened, but it was an isolated incident between two students. Now, the first thing I want to say before I go forward is praying for the safety. I mean, the recovery of the student that was stabbed. You know what I'm saying? And we also going to pray for the kid that did the stabbing, because we don't know what happened. And all I know, if you get that much anger and that much rage, and maybe we need to talk to somebody, we need some help, we may need some counseling, whatever, but however, you are responsible for your actions. So I guess the reason I'm even bringing this up this morning, and as you can see it's scrolling down at the bottom of the screen, man. Parents, you got to talk to your kids, man. I don't care what nobody says. When it comes to my son, I'm responsible for my son. And I'm responsible for my son's actions. I know I can't control him to the T, but as being a parent, a dad, I try to send my son out here to school every day. He's an honor roll student. He's a great kid, but we don't know everything they're going to do. So I feel kind of confident when I send him out into the world that he's representing our family to the best of his ability, And he's not my best friend. He's my son that I love, and I'm shaping to mold into a great young man, a future leader. So I just need the parents. We have a responsibility to our kids to make sure that we know everything about them. I don't care nothing but no privacy. I don't want to hear nobody like the kids need privacy and this, that, and the other. Oh yeah, you get some privacy, but you don't get all. I check my son's book bag. I check his cell phone. I check the computer. You understand what I'm saying? I check everything. Now, I don't just go through there every day and check everything, but at random, give me your cell phone. He got a code on his little iPhone, unlock it. Sometimes I'll ask him what the code is, or sometimes I'll just say unlock it. Either way, however I want to do it. because I'm the parent. I'm responsible. So I'll check some of the little text messages or whatever the case may be. I'll check what's been deleted because I'm a parent and I got to know what's going on in your life. I got to know who you're talking to, what kind of influences you have, but I'm not doing it to be nosy. I'm doing it to effectively parent. If I see something that is not acceptable in the Richardson household, then I have to say something or do something about it. And we have to suffer some consequences. That's what I'm doing, So I always ask my son all the time. I was like, hey, how do you feel about school? Everything's going fine. Are you being bullied? Are you bullying anyone? Are you a bad guy? See, that's a question we never ask our kids. We might ask them, are they being bullied? But we never, I think very rare we ever ask the kids, are you the bully? The bully's dad never asked the bully, is he the bully? So I ask him all the time, are you bullying anybody? Anybody bullying you? Anybody talking bad about you? Are you afraid? Are you in any danger? And we have these conversations at random. So what I try to do is keep an open path of communication with me and my son to let him know that you can trust me through everything, a good time or a bad time, or even something that you might be in a situation where you fall short or ashamed. You can go to your mom or you can go to your dad because we're here to help you in whatever trouble you might get into, or whatever case may be. We're going to get you out of it, or we're going to walk with you hand in hand. And if you stumble and if you fall, we're going to be there to help you get the guidance or whatever you need to pick up the pieces and get back on course, if that was the case. But I guess I'm saying all that to say this. These kids can't get in all this trouble if the parents are doing some of those things that I just mentioned. That knife can't get from home to the school if the parents are checking those book bags, checking those computers, having these conversations. Hey, are you okay? What's going on at school? This kid might have been bullied. We don't know. But my point is, we get more information instead of just fixing lunch and say the bus is outside. We can't do that. That's not parenting. You can't be a babysitter and a parent is two different people. And I find it a lot of times that a lot of people are babysitting their own kids instead of parenting their own kids. So we got to do something about this, man. And it was on my mind this morning. And y'all know if something's on my mind, we're going to talk about it. And CJ love the kids. It's not just my kids. All the kids at the bus stop with my son when he decides to ride the bus, I'm watching out for all of them. Nothing's going to happen to any of those kids while I'm down there. Whether they talk to me, whether they don't talk to me, or whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. I'm there for everybody that's there. If any trouble comes, we going to handle it like we're supposed to as parents. I just love kids, man. So this morning, I was talking to my son because the incident is fresh. And I was like, hey, man, how you feeling this morning? He was like, I feel good, And I was like, you want to go to school? Because it was an option. Somebody just got stabbed at the school. That don't mean you have to get up and go right back to school. If you feel, you're not going to learn in an environment that you don't feel safe anyway. How can you concentrate? That's like if you at work today, you're not going to do your job if you don't feel safe. It's just not an environment conducive to winning. So I asked him, I was like, hey, man, are you going to school today? I asked him, was he going to school today? It wasn't like Daddy said, get up and let's go to school. No, let's wake up, let's talk, let's see what kind of effect that this tragedy had on him and see what his mental status was this morning before I pressured him to going into something that he didn't feel safe or comfortable a place going, even though it was school and he loved school. So we had to talk to him, So after we had the conversation, and I think really the reason he went to school today because he had to prove to me that he was okay. So he didn't even know it. I wasn't going to send him to school for real. Take a day off. You deserve it. You're an honor student. One day ain't going to hurt you. But I didn't tell him that. I wanted to see what his mentality was. He got up just like a trooper, like I thought he would. And he said, Dad, I'm not scared. I know what happened. But I feel safe at school. I got good teachers. The principals, he's awesome. My counselors are great. And the resource officer, he's a great guy and he loves everybody. I said, so you want to go to school this morning? He was like, yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna hold you back, but daddy gonna circle that for about 3-4 times. I just keep it real with y'all. Oh, I'm going riding around that, it's just a parent's mentality. When I'm in the area today on my runs, whoa, if I'm in, we're gonna circle by, but hey, talk to your kids. I guess I said all of that just to say, hey, look, parents, talk to your kids, man, and make sure that the kids are safe. Other than that, look, get up today, man. Make today better than yesterday was. That's all we got to do, man. Got a lot of people on here this morning. I appreciate y'all. See, we can go back up here and collect some names, you know what I'm saying, and just shout people out this morning. This is a beautiful day that we are having. I'm glad to be a part of it. We got Shalita Matter on here. She says, good morning, CJ. Amen. That's what it is. Karen Snyder says, good morning, CJ. Happy Wednesday. Got Adele on here. Hey, Adele, thank you for saying good morning. Sharon Blossom says, good morning, CJ. Happy Wednesday. Roy C. Williams, good morning from Philly. What up, Roy? Odessa's on here. Good morning. Hey, Odessa. We got Kenneth Jacobs. Kenneth says, good morning. Karen Snyder says, for all who was affected by the sad incident, prayers. That's right. Got Francis Mack on here. What up, Francis? Karen says, you so right. Joy says, good morning, CJ and the champ. She also shared it. Sharon Turner Blossom says, you are so right, CJ. That's what it is. Joyce also says she's feeling good, looking good, and smelling good. You know you're going to win, girl. I'm telling you that right now. Joyce says, my daughter was bullying, was bullied and never said anything. Oh, see, that's the worst. That's why and that's sad, that kids get bullied at school. Joyce says, win the day. Cindy Henson says, good morning, CJ and the champ. Deborah's on here. Hey, Deborah. Deborah says, good morning. What up, Deborah? Letta says, good morning, amen. Positive vibes, Keith Crosby's on here. Good morning, CJ. How y'all doing, man? Get up and win the day. Talk to them kids. That's what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to talk to them kids. Deborah says, good morning. Happy hump day. Brian says, win the day, CJ. Good morning. Brian Andre Thomas Sr. What up, Brian? You know what I'm saying? Loretta's on here. Good morning. Q is on here. Yeah, Mike. Hey, what up, Mike? Hey, man, look, me and you, all the stuff we do in the community and all the stuff we do for these kids, man, they don't understand, for real. And this is the truth. When they said somebody had got stabbed at the school, it hurt me just as much as it hurt the parents, man, because I was like, God, I want to cuss, but I can't. So it hurt me more that the incident happened because somebody had that much anger and that much rage, or we let the incident between these two kids get that far. You see what I'm saying, Mike? That's what really hurt me. Like, how did we let this issue get this far? Because I don't think it just happened, oh, yesterday, the kids, it's something that led up to the stabbing. That's the problem I have. So, and that's why I get the parenting piece, the teaching piece, all in there together. And the kids got a responsibility in this too. They know these kids having a problem. We need to know everything that's going on, So I told my son, and here's an issue that happened with my son. It was a fight on the school bus, and with his boy and another guy, So my son got pulled into the assistant principal's office because they want to know how to handle the fight to see who was at fault, yada yada yada, whatever the case may be. So my son was like, Dad, I got pulled into the assistant principal's office. I was like, what? What's going on? He was like, there was a fight on the bus and I saw it. I said, so what did you tell the people that were questioning you? He said, I told the truth. I said, well, case closed. You told the truth. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm not steering my son to lie for nobody. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you did it, you get what's coming with it. He ain't no snitch. But if he told the truth, let's walk it off. And his daddy going to back it 100%. That's just the way it is. I got your back when you're wrong too, but we're going to man up that we wrong. But when you're right, I got you 100%. And we'll do whatever we got to do. I don't play when it comes to the kids, man. I'm going to tell y'all that right now, man. Some of y'all, you better watch your kids. Because sometimes the bully going to get it too. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to speak bad, But if you know what your kids are doing, y'all know little Johnny walking around the house, he got Gucci on, he got Prada on, Fendi, all that Louis, and you ain't got no Louis. You know he out there doing something he ain't got no business. Check his room, you know. I checked the room too, all in the mattress. I'm all in the closet. I'm doing everything, you know. And kids these days, the influences outside the house are bigger than sometimes than inside the house. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. Cindy says love y'all. I'm just putting it out there, man. Yeah, these kids these days, you got to stay on top of everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay on top of everything with these kids today, because these kids today are gonna grow up and be adults. They can get in a little bit of trouble now, go to a little juvie, but they going to jail. And it depends on what they doing now. You know, it depends on what they doing now. It's gonna set up their future. You get kicked out of school now, you ain't getting no job. If you don't get a trade, you won't get a job. I'm just saying, man. And I know this ain't gonna be no popular video, and it's gonna fall on deaf ears. But if you got kids, you need to talk to them. You need to ransack the room this evening one good time. You need to come home and everything everywhere all over the goddamn room. And they say, what happened? I'm in your SHIT. That's what it is. I won't know what's going on with you. Let's sit down. Let's have a good conversation. Some of y'all ain't had that conversation with your kids. You know why? Because they're your best friend. And see, that's the first mistake a lot of young parents make, or new age parents make. Oh, your kid's your best friend. Okay. All right. And that's why they're cutting up at school. And that's why you can't tell them what to do. Because y'all don't forget, kids are never to be your best friend. They're your kids. Until they start buying their own houses and clothes and living by themselves, they're not your best friend. And right now, if I'm talking to somebody probably gonna block me. Oh, my kid, my best friend. I can't deal with this. All right, bye. We see you on the news later on, because that's what happens. The kids are not our best friends. They're our kids. They're to be nurtured. They're to be loved. They're to be guided. And we are responsible. See, if I was in any type of politics, y'all wouldn't like me. Because if your kid go out here and do something, guess who's responsible? Yo, that's would be my law. Because we can't control it. Everybody like, oh, I didn't know this. Well, I didn't know he was that bad. I didn't know he had a gun. I didn't know he had no beat, because you don't talk to him. You don't talk to him. And then some single parent homes won't let the daddy be an influence on the kid's life, because y'all got beef. I know I done struck a nerve this morning. I know I done struck a nerve. You won't let the daddy be a dad because y'all don't get along. They ain't got nothing to do with little Johnny. Little Johnny acting up because he know y'all separate, and he know he can go one side or the other. Kids play the parents too. I seen it before. I work with kids. Kids love CJ. Kids have told me more than they told their parents. And stop lying to your kids too, because that's when they lose faith and they lose trust in you. If you've been buying that, and I'm just saying, I'm gonna just pick something, a stereotypical thing to say. Stop lying to your kids. If you tell your kids you're gonna buy them a PlayStation 5, and it's been 4 years, oh, you think they really believe what you say? Oh, okay then. All right. I know I done struck a nerve this morning. I already know. Stop lying to your kids. Tell them we ain't got no money for no goddamn PlayStation 5. When I get the money, I'll give it to you. Simple. But you keep lying to your kids, they lose faith in you. You know, and I just use the PlayStation 5. It could be anything, new pair of sneakers, taking them out Saturday, or whatever the case may be. But if you keep lying to your kids, they're going to lose faith in you. They're not going to trust you. And they're going to turn into adolescents, and they're not going to do anything you say. I'm just keeping it real. You ain't got to like it. Y'all see it. Good parents are in their kids' life. The kids ain't their best friend. They got respect. You know, one thing you can do in this house, you gonna respect the house. That's just the way it is. And I pride myself on being a great dad. You know, I might fail in a whole lot of other areas. There ain't nothing, you ain't got nothing to do with that. But parenting, Oh, you put me up there with the best. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I might be to a flaw, you know what I'm saying, a little easy on my son. However, he's displayed all the characteristics that I want out of him. Good kid, mannerable, honor roll student, and to this point, no trouble. No trouble. So I'm doing something right. So you need to go down your list of how you and your kids are performing or how they're acting or whatever the case may be to make sure that it ain't the kid. It could be you. I'm just saying, y'all. I know this is a boring video. CJ is talking about the kids. Yes, I am, because it's important. It is important. So I ain't gonna bore y'all to death. The real parents already got it. They on top of the game. We're talking to the kids that think that they need to act out to get the attention. We're talking to the kid that feels alone in this world, that feel that they have nowhere to turn, so they turn to others that may be bad influences. I truly believe everything starts at home. It's just my feeling. It's just my feeling. Everything starts at home. What's going on at home to make this kid go left or go right? Point blank, period. And you don't have to have all the money in the world. You don't have to have all the flashy stuff. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Love don't care if you got to wash the same outfit every motherfucking day and wear at the mall. Because when you got love in your home, you already know the sacrifices that are made in the home. You know that. Some of us didn't even come from rich backgrounds. We come from modest backgrounds where we appreciated everything that we had or was given, and the love was the thing that was the glue that held everything together. Do you know how many sacrifices sometimes our parents had to make for us? A lot of people understand exactly what I'm talking about. Our parents, they didn't have the big fancy jobs all the time. They didn't have all that extra money. But that love was the thing that held everything together, man. I'm just saying. So I'm about to get out of here, man. I just want somebody to understand that every video ain't a football video. Every video ain't a funny video. Sometimes you got to talk to people that are listening. Now, whether you get something out of this video or not, it ain't my business. It ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, whether you got something out of this video or not, I know them kids is yours, and you better protect them, and you better look out for them, and you better get in their business. I knew that. I know that much. So keep on loving on the kids, man. Just keep on loving on them and making sure that you protect them and keep them safe, man. And look, it's a heart button at the bottom of the screen, man. I've gone on long enough this morning ranting about making sure that your kids are taken care of. It's a little heart button at the bottom of the screen right there. I just need you to hit that button. If you're a parent, I just need you to hit that button and say, I'm a responsible parent. That heart is telling me that you're a responsible parent and you're going to do your part to not only protect your kids, but look out for other kids when they're in your eyesight. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you got to put your hands on them. You ain't got to talk to them. But if you see something, you might say something. If I see something suspicious going on with a kid, I'm going to check it out. It's okay to say, I'm sorry, as opposed to somebody got abducted or got hit up into sex trafficking. Let me tell y'all something. Let's talk about that before I get off here, man. It was about 8-9 years ago that I finally figured out how big sex trafficking was. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people come up missing. This sex trafficking is real. And they don't just look for kids. I'm going to tell y'all right now, they ain't just looking for kids. They taking grown folks. You come to your car, you got a van parked beside you, you on a poster, and you miss it. This stuff is serious, y'all. So if they taking grown folks, imagine what they doing to kids. Don't set your kid up to be in a vulnerable situation. Kids shouldn't be walking to the store late at night by themselves. Kids shouldn't be left in a car for multiple reasons. Depending on what neighborhood you are, a kid shouldn't walk to the bus stop by themselves. It's a lot of things that we got to do. We got to tighten the belt up. We got to tighten the belt up when it comes to the kids. Y'all see which way this world is going? If you don't do nothing else, protect your kids. Let's just start there. That's basic parenting 101. My kids got to be safe. And then we'll start the day. You know, we'll thank God when we wake up in the morning. We'll make sure that the kid's safe to the best of our ability. And then we're going to start our day. So if the kids are first, how we getting all these incidents, all these issues, or I didn't know he had this, or I never knew. We got to stop it. Hey, look, most important part of the video today, if nobody told you today, love you, man. It's all about the kids, man. Y'all know CJ love the kids, man. And that's I spent the whole 25 minutes talking about the kids. I don't want to talk about nothing else. The kids. You know, stabbing at my son's school. Oh, I'm PISSED inside. Oh, yeah, I am. I'm hot than a mother. For real, for real. You know? Felt some type of way. I did. And it ain't only at my school. It's any school. I felt some type of way. I did. Because ever since we had these mass shootings at these schools, they ain't put no metal detectors at my son's school. Sometimes I don't even see the goddamn resource officer. I get upset. You know? So I'm just telling y'all, man, there's a lot of stuff that's not acceptable. They don't want to secure the school. Maybe I got to secure it. You know, and I ain't talking about threatening people. I'm just saying, we got to do something. We got to do better. You know, I'm going to go ahead and be honest with y'all since I'm on the road this morning. We ain't never coming together. Never. Because y'all got too much sugar, honey, iced tea with you. We ain't never coming together. Not in my lifetime. It's too much hate out here. It's too much drama. It's too much bullshit. So we ain't never coming together. But maybe we can protect our kids. Maybe that's the best we can get. Maybe that's the only thing I can ask for. Hey, I got to go, man. CJTv in the morning, man. I'm going to catch up with y'all. Y'all protect them kids.